So we have Ronni. She's reconnected, and let's go out on video chat now and say again. I'm not sure if you heard me the first time, Ronni. I say Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us tonight. And you've got a special guest with you tonight. Tell us about it.
I think I do. Hi, Rand. Hi, Rod. I think my son Andrew is joining. I can't see him, so I'm from Regina. Andrew now lives in Merritt, BC.
There's Andrew.
There he is.
Oh, there's Andrew.
Hey, hi, Andrew.
But I want to start with saying that I recognize in this holiday season, there's a lot of families that no longer have their son or daughter or mother or father because of loss to overdose or loss to the illness of addiction, or loss simply because they don't have the ability to connect with them anymore. And I, for one, am very lucky that I have a relationship with my adult son Andrew, who's living in recovery, and that's what we're hoping to talk a bit about tonight.
Well, the floor is yours, Andrew. Go ahead. What do you have for us, Andrew?
Well, I couldn't hear a word she just said. She sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. I didn't understand a word my mom just said, but.
Well, we can hear you just fine. She just kind of just said that you're her son and you're living in BC. So you want to take it from there? What's your story, Andrew?
That is true. I'm in BC now. I came out here 4 years ago for treatment. And yeah, I stayed at the recovery house for a year. I worked there for 6-7 months. And then last October, I decided to move out of the new Westminster recovery and move to Merritt, BC with the fiance. Now I guess she is. And yeah, life today is amazing, and I couldn't be happier with where I am in my life. I'm getting married next year. This COVID thing has kind of messed up work, so I'm not working right now, but I still couldn't be happier with where I am today compared to 4 years ago.
Andrew, I want to first say, if I may, congratulations on your recovery, by the way, man. Way to go. We're very proud of you. But I've seen so many cases, and I think Rand will back me up, of people that do go a couple provinces away for treatment and they don't come back. Tell me why that happened and why that was important for you to be part of your recovery and ensure its success.
I had done treatment 3 or 4 times in Saskatchewan, and the 30 days just wasn't enough for me. I needed a place that taught me how to just be a man, be able to communicate with people. I was in self-isolation for so many years that I didn't know how to interact with human beings again or have friends. So coming out to BC, I found that, and that's why I stayed.
Amazing.
You know, I think that's a really good point. Lots and lots of people that have gone out there don't want to come back to Saskatchewan because we're kind of small, and it's really hard not to run into people that you used to have negative interactions with. So the idea of a fresh start, I think, is a huge bonus and a real positive for a lot of people. Is that kind of true for you, Andrew?
Yeah, 100%. It's like I love Saskatchewan. It's where I was born. It's where I was raised, and I enjoy coming back to visit. But it's not a place that I feel for my recovery is the safest place for me to live.
Man, so many things are flooding my mind. Ronni, can you speak from the mother's perspective? And I'm hoping that you're hearing us fine. He had a few kicks at the can of treatment, and it finally clicked. There's a message right there of it's never too late. Nobody's beyond hope. Can you speak about that as a mother and how proud you are of Andrew and what the road's been like for you as a mom?
Sure can. I can hear you and Rand fine. I actually can't hear Andrew. But as Andrew, I think, said, it was a long road. I received the calls of, Andrew was in grave condition in a medically induced coma, had overdosed. I used to see Andrew's number on my phone and get a feeling in the pit of my stomach. knowing he was either calling to demand money, calling to lie to me, calling to try and convince me to give him money for some reason. I remember watching my son act in ways that I wouldn't have accepted from anyone else. I remember being scared that the phone would ring that he died. I remember our family being in chaos. I remember each time he went to treatment, and I have to admit, the first time I made the arrangements, I drove him there. I think if I could have carried him in, I would have. But it was only then that I started to realize, and it took me a long time to realize, that it's his recovery and it's his work. He has to do the work. He was lucky enough to have supports and opportunities for treatment. But it did take long-term treatment. And as a mother, to watch him now growing into a person that loves life and enjoys life and smiles and phones me just to say, hi, how are you doing? And I think the best example I can give is, I think 2 years ago, he came out to talk to his high school about his recovery, and he went to Saskatoon and visited my mom, who would have been about 83 then. And I got an email from my mom saying, today Andrew and I went and walked by the river. Who would have ever thought Andrew would go walking anywhere with me? And I think that was such a moment of realizing that he was becoming his own person, and a person that cared about other people, and then a person that could enjoy life. And to me, that was the clear sign that he was, to use his words, there's no better life than recovery, he said, to his school. And for me, I've learned that it is his life. And I knew he was really doing the work when one day, early on in his recovery, I texted him, a mother text, I'll call it. How many meetings did you go to today? What did you talk about? What are you doing? And he texted back and said, you know what, Mom? Your questions really stressed me out. And he was honest with me. And I think that's another sign of recovery.
He's back to normal. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, Ronni, it's one thing to have your son go into treatment and him get better, but families are significantly affected in all sorts of ways by dealing with a family member who has an addiction issue. So what did you have to do to get better? What's changed for you?
I had to realize that I didn't cause it, I didn't control it, and I couldn't cure it, and I had to get the heck out of Andrew's way. I had to find a way that I could be okay whether Andrew was actively using or actively working on recovery. I had to find a way to realize that I exist and have purpose and can be happy whether or not I'm affected by someone else's substance use. I've done that, and I've been lucky and a grateful member of Al-Anon and Nar-Anon. Al-Anon for a long time, Nar-Anon for about little over 3 years now. And I work my own program, and I work at it pretty hard. And I think family members have to find their own path to recovery, just as their addicted loved ones need to do their own work.
Well, Andrew, we'll just wind this up with you. We got some interference on the line here, but Andrew, what is your message? Do we still have Andrew, by the way? Did we lose him?
I got one more question for Ronni, if we can get her back too.
I'm not sure. There we go. There's Andrew.
Okay.
Is that? Oh, you're there. Andrew, do you have a message for? You're a success story, man. I think I can speak for everybody to say how proud we are of you. Do you have a message to the person that's still suffering out there right now that might be watching?
Just get help. Don't be disappointed if you don't get it on the first try. I know I went back a couple times, and I was just, by the third time, I was so mad at myself that I relapsed. I was so hurt because I knew what it was doing to my family. Just keep trying. Just recovery is for everyone, and everybody finds it differently. Like, I had to go to treatment, but I know people that didn't have to go to treatment. They just went to meetings. They went to counseling, right? There's a lot of ways to do it. Just keep trying and don't stop. I know a lot of people have died over the past 4 years, and yeah.
Good for you. Well, it's great to see you smile, man. Merry Christmas.
It's good to see you, Andrew.
Merry Christmas.
I look forward to meeting you. And Rand's got one more for your mom. What do you got for Ronnie?
So, Ronnie, did any of the treatment programs that Andrew participated in, did they have family treatment? Because I know that's an important piece that treatment programs need to have built in.
None of the treatment centers he attended in Saskatchewan had any family component. Now, admittedly, those would have been between 2012 and 2015, probably. When he went out to the last door in New Westminster, BC, they did involve the family, and I attended a family retreat, you'd call it, or weekend. And to be honest, that's the first time when I quit calling Andrew a kid, because someone there said, he's older than me, he's not a kid. And it stuck with me. So certainly that's when came back to Regina. Another parent from Regina was at the same family retreat. And that's when we started the Naranon group here in Regina. And we meet Tuesday nights at 7:30 by Zoom right now. Anyone can contact me, 731-7573, or I'm fairly easy to find. And join us. We're family and friends of people that are affected by others' substance use. And we're there to support each other. And as Andrew said, reach out and ask for help.
Ronnie,
thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you so much. I say Merry Christmas again. Thanks for your support of our program, sharing your story as you have. It's been outstanding, and we wouldn't have a show without people like you helping us out. So thank you so
Appreciate
much,
it.
and look forward to seeing you soon.
Merry Christmas.